Bonjour, Joie De Vivre, it's Eve, and I wanted to let everyone know what Joie De Vivre means because I say it at the beginning of each of my segments, but Joie De Vivre is French for joy of life, and the purpose of my videos is to encourage everyone to bring more joy into their daily life as they can if it's possible. And so today, one of the things that I enjoy is cooking. And today, I'm going to make stuffed spring squash. So I just have these squash, three of them. I washed and scrubbed them. I have little white button mushrooms that I washed. I have Parmesan cheese that's finely grated. And I'm going to use ground turkey and tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce. However, you can use whatever you want. So if you prefer a vegetarian version, you can leave out the meat. If you prefer a more savory flavor, you can use beef, including sausage. So today I'm just going to be making mine as simple as possible, and that's going to bring me joy because it won't take me long. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to chop up my mushrooms and my shallots, and then I'm going to saute those, and then I'm going to saute the turkey, ground turkey, and I'm going to add it in with the mushrooms and shallots, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the spaghetti sauce to just kind of bind it together. So I'm going to get started, and I'll come back and let you see my progress. Okay. Hi, I'm back from the kitchen. The mushrooms and the shallots are smelling wonderful. They're cooking in one pan. The ground turkey is cooking in another pan, and I just lightly seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and you just season it how you would normally season your meat. I wanted to show you how to cut the squash or prepare the squash to be stuffed. And this is ultimately what we'll end up with, and so that you'll be able to put your stuffing right here into the squash before we bake it. So what I did is I cut off the ends, okay, and I cut the squash in half, right down the middle, and you'll notice that they're still a bit wobbly, like that. Well, we want them to sit flush in the pan. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit of that roundedness, just a very little bit of it. Doesn't take much. And then watch. See? It's sitting very still now. Okay? And the other thing I want to share with you is save the part of the squash that you take out, because we're going to use this. We're going to just chop it up and put it in the meat mixture, so nothing goes to waste. Okay, now how do you cut that part out? You just take the knife and go around the edges. I would say leaving about maybe 1/4 of an inch around the entire thing, okay? And so cut down, but don't cut all the way through, so be very careful. And cut all the way around and down, kind of. I don't know if you ever ate cantaloupe and scooped it out, but that's kind of what we're going to do with this spoon. So then you just go back over it and scoop it out, and that piece came out, and now I have what looks like a boat, and that's where we're going to put the stuffing. Okay, so I'm going to continue preparing my squash and get the meat mixture ready, and I'll be back in just a minute. Oh, here we go. This is the last step before putting it in the oven. I am going to, it looks delicious. I hope you agree. And I wanted to tell you, so this is the mixture of the ground turkey, the mushrooms, the shallots, the bits left over from the inside of the squash, and a little bit of spaghetti sauce. That's what this is. And it smells delicious and it looks delicious. But I want to tell you one thing I did. I added Parmesan cheese into the mixture, just a little bit, to give it a little bit more body. And then you just take one of the shells and you kind of just fill it in here. Kind of, you know, I'm packing it in because I want it to be really hearty. So you pack it in as much as you can, make a little mound on top. Okay? Like this. I also, one of the other things I did was I oiled my pan. So I just used a little bit of olive oil, whatever you use, canola oil. If you use the spray oil, that's good too. Okay, and so you can see that I'm pressing it down because I want to get as much in there as I can, and that's how it looks. I'm putting it into my dish, and I'm going to sprinkle just a little teeny bit. I don't have my spoon with me, but when I get a spoon, I'm going to sprinkle a little teeny bit on top. I'm going to put these in the oven. I'm going to let them cook for probably a half an hour on about 350, and I'll take a picture and show you how they turn out. I think they're going to be delicious. So if you have a chance to try this recipe, give it a try. Use whatever you want. You know, you can add breadcrumbs, you can use rice, you can just make it any way you want it to be. And I hope that this brings joy into your life. Joie De Vivre. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you and talking to you again soon. Bye.